Make sure we're on. Okay. Today we're going to jump into slope-intercept form. Now, I was asking you guys about slope, and the first equation you guys gave me was what? Y equals mx plus b. Okay, you guys know that equation. That is slope-intercept form. If you guys were to ask me what is the most important equation in Algebra 1, that is by far not even close. That is the one I'm going to. Okay, we need to know this equation inside out because all the forms that we're going to deal with, we're going to get to point-slope form. We're going to start dealing with like standard form. Everything is going to be switched back to y equals mx plus b. So we've got to know how to use this to basically solve anything in Algebra 1. If we change forms, usually it goes back to slope-intercept form. Okay, so before we get started, I had a little fun at the fair the other day. Check this thing out. Dude, this is actually, it's not photo. Like, I got in this thing, and there was actually a guy that was bigger than I was. He should have gotten the passenger seat with me. That would have been really funny. And it was like they thought it was hilarious, but I just thought it was really funny. That has no point to this. I just thought I went to the fair this weekend. Anybody go? I love the car shows. The car shows are by far my favorite, so I enjoy the cars. I sent that to my daughter. I was like, hey, do you think that's cute? So I don't know. Girls, is that a cute car? No? No? It's all right. It's okay. It's a Fiat. All right. Slope-intercept form. Write down y equals mx plus b, please. I want you to label m. M is your slope. That is very important. Okay, a couple things about slope. We already know what slope is. You just took an assessment over that. Okay, slope is m. Now, slope is always next, when it's in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. Okay, if it is in slope-intercept form, the slope is always, and I mean always, next to the x. Always. The slope is always next to the x. If there is not an x, what do you think? Hold on. If the slope is always next to x, but if there is no x, there's no slope. If there is no x, there is no slope. Okay? Then it would be flat. We'll talk about that in just a minute, okay? Those of you guys that have your Chromebooks open, please close those. All right. All the way. All the way. Thank you. All right, here we go. And the b is the y-intercept. Basically what that means is that's where it's just going to cross the y-intercept, okay? In other words, that's pretty simple. Here we go. Here are your notes. First one, y equals 2/3 x minus 1. Okay, so what is my slope? What's the number that's next to the x? 2/3. So on your notes, 2/3. And please pay attention. This is not overly complex, but I've had some people that have gotten lost the first couple days of doing this. So please watch this. What is the b? -1, which means my y-intercept is going to be 0, -1, okay? Now, to graph these, number one, I'm going to plot the y-intercept. I'm going to plot the y-intercept, okay? So what was my y-intercept again? -1. So I'm going to go to -1 right here. Now, after I plot my, thank you. After I plot my y-intercept, step number 2, from whatever my b is, which is what we just did, from my b, I'm going to use slope to find the next point. I'm going to use my slope to find the next point. Remember when we were talking about slope and I told you guys you want it to be fractions? Like, people hate fractions, but when it comes to slope, you absolutely want fractions. You want them, okay? And here is why. What is my slope again? 2/3. Well, we're talking about rise over run, correct? They're both positive. So rise, I'm going to go up 2, and then I'm going to go right. How many? So from this point, I'm just going to go up 2, and then I'm going to go right 1, 2, 3. I'm done. That's it. That's all it is. Okay? I can keep going from there, by the way. Watch. I can go up 2 more. I can go 3 more. There's another point. And if you look, they're in line. I can go the other way. Why does this work? Why does it work? This is, right, 2/3. What if I go down 1, 2, and then I go left 1, 2, 3? Why does that work? Why is it still on the line? Why does it work out? Because of what? Hold on. What kind of slope is this? Positive or negative? Okay, so what if I go down? What is down? What is left? What do 2 negatives make? It's still part of a positive slope. So it's, mind blown. Okay, yeah, mind blown. Okay, so you're still dealing with a positive slope. So then from there, all I'm going to do is, you don't have, it's dropping it. You know what? I'm just going to try to freehand this one. You ready? That's not bad. I've seen worse. And that's it. That's all our lines are. You guys like, okay, I can do this? Pretty simple, isn't it? Now, here's where the majority of the mistakes are. Majority of the mistakes. You'll plot this fine. Everything's fine with the -1. Everybody's good with it. Everybody goes to -1. Everyone's like, okay. First of all, don't ever go to this line. Don't do that. Unless it says x equals. Don't do that. You always start with the y. Always, 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 always start with the y-intercept. Okay? Now, another mistake that people are going to do is you're going to put the -1, and then they're going to try to do the slope, and they're going to go back to the origin. Don't do that. The whole point of doing the y-intercept is from there, that's where I do the slope rise over run. You always do the slope from the y-intercept, wherever the y-intercept is. Sometimes it will be the origin. That's fine. Okay? Everybody with me? Cool, let's do this one. -3x plus 4. Why? I'm dropping stuff all over. Okay. All right. -3x plus 4. With your neighbor, I want you to fill this out just real quick. I'm not going to pause it this time. All right, we got the points filled out. What is my slope, guys? My slope is -3. What is, hold on, we want it to be a fraction, though, when we're graphing it. So it's -3 over what? 1. Please keep that in mind. I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to put it up here. It's over 1. Yes? I put it in dots because you don't see it, but technically it is there. Okay, it's an understood 1. What's my y-intercept? 4, so it's 0, 4, right? So from 4, I'm just going to go, on the y-intercept, I'm going to go up to 4. Yes? Is there, everybody's with me? Okay. Now, what's my slope again? So do I go up 3 or down 3? I'm going to go down 3. 1, 2, 3. And what? Oh, right 1. If at all possible, here's how I do this. When I do negative, okay, here's my if it's a positive slope, you might want to write this down. I'm going to either go up and right, or I'm going to go down and left. Positive is going to go up and right, because that is positive, positive, or I'm going to go negative, negative. Yes? If it's negative, if it's a negative slope, I'm going to go either up and left, which is positive, negative, or negative, positive. Okay? That's how you do your slopes. One of them has to be negative. If it's a negative slope, only one of the numbers has to be negative. It doesn't matter if you go up and left, which is negative, or you can go down, which is negative, and then go right. But you can't do two negatives. All right, here we go. We got it? So down 3 over 1, down 3 over 1, so on. Oh, that wasn't even close, but you get the point. Everybody good? It's hard to draw these lines on the board. All right, let's do another one. Let's do a direct variation. Y equals x. Now this one I'm actually going to, well, we'll talk about it in a minute. We'll talk about what the line represents here in just a minute. Y equals x. I'm going to pause it. I'm going to give you guys a chance to talk about it. Ready? Go. Hold on. The slope is always next to what letter, guys? X. There's no number there, so what's my slope? It's a 1. Hold on. It's an understood 1, guys. If I was to rewrite this equation, watch this. If I was to rewrite this entire equation, y equals 1x plus 0. That's the exact same thing. That is the exact same thing, okay? So my slope is 1, which is the same as 1 over 1. And what is my b? 0, or the what? The origin, 0, 0. If there's no number on the end, it's the origin. Remember we did direct variation last week? And we said what makes a direct variation? It has to be linear, and it has to go through the what? It has to go through the origin. That makes a direct variation. It has to be linear. It has to go through the origin. You guys that are going to the pep rally, you guys can go. All right, so here we go. 0, 0. Yes? Now, what's my slope? 1, 1. So I'm going to go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. Or down one, left one. Down. Don't kick my stand. Oh, good job. He avoided it. All right, so down one, left one, down one. I can go negative, negative, negative. You guys know what I'm saying? Okay. This is also called. Let me draw the line. And I want to show you something. This is where it's going to be important. Let's see if I can draw it straight. No, not real straight, but you get me. All right. This is called the parent graph. This is the parent graph. In other words, this is kind of where everything starts with slope-intercept form. There's no slope written down. There's no y-intercept. This is the parent graph. Okay, so the original graph is y equals x. Now, can I show you guys one thing? Why is the graph the graph? Like, why is that the line? Does anybody know? Okay, so here's what I see a lot of people shaking their head no. And I want you to understand this. Okay, so this is why, I teach you guys all the time. Here's how you graph it. Here's how you do all this stuff. But I want you to understand the why behind it. Here's the why. All of these points, 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, right? This is 4, 4, yes? This is what, 2, 2, yes? What can you tell me about these? What do you notice? 0, 0. This is negative 1, negative 1. What do you notice about all the points? The x's and the y, they match, right? Read the equation again. Read the equation. Put the word is right in the middle to it. Y what? Y is equal to x. The numbers match. Y equals x. So what it does, and this is every single line that we deal with, and I can prove this to you, but I want you to understand this. Every point up and down the line makes the equation true. 100% makes the equation true. If I plugged in 4 for x, wouldn't that also equal y? Y is equal to x. It is true. It is very, very true. So what it means is that every point up, everybody listen to this, please. Every point up and down that line is true in that equation. That's why that line is that line. Okay, I see some nodding. Everybody understands that? Okay, it's not just some random line that they gave you. Okay, let's do like this one right here. This one I can actually prove it quite a bit to you. You guys do this with your neighbor. I'm not going to talk a whole lot longer. You do it with me. Just do it with me. What is the slope? 2 or what? 2 over 1. Okay, cool. Excuse me. What is the b? 0, which means it goes through the what? Origin. 0, 0. Straight line through the origin. It is still direct variation, right? Here we go. 0, 0. And my slope is 2, so I'm going to go up how many? And over? Perfect. Up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. If you went up 2 and over 2, that would be a slope of 1 again. What's 2 divided by 2? 1. So you want to make sure you don't go up 2 and over 2 because you messed up your slope. Everybody good? All right. So here's my line. Try to. Yes? Let's pick one of these lines. Let's go. Let's call this A, B, C, D, E, and F. Pick one of the letters. D. So this point right here is what, guys? Oh, I changed it. Y equals 6. There we go. D. What is this point? Over 1, up how many? Over 1, up 2, right? Is everybody with me? What was my equation? Y equals 2x. What is the x number over there in that equation? What's the x number? 1. What is 2 times 1? Look at my y number. So it works all the way up and down the line. So like the last one, this is 3, 6, right? What's 2 times 3? 6. There's your y number. So it works in the equation. That's why I'm just trying to show you that's how it works. Fair? Last one, 0 slope. Or there's 2 more. 0 slope. What did I tell you? Slope is always next to what letter? And if I told you there is no x, what did I tell you? There is no slope. If there is no x, there is no slope. So here we go. So we don't have a slope. Do we have a b? Yes, we do. What is it? 3. So it's 0, 3. So I'm just going to go up to 0, 3. And if there is no slope, what's zero slope? We just had a test over it. What is zero slope? Don't do that. Wrong way. What is it? Horizontal. Zero slope is this one. Does anybody know why? What? Well, y does equal 3. That's what it tells you, but why? There's no slope. Okay, I like the way that you're thinking. What is this point right here? What is it? What is it? What's 0 what? 0, 3. What is this point right here? Over how many up? 4 what? Oh. What is this point right here? Left 2 and up what? What do you notice? All of the what? All the y's are what? Why is that? Because, read that. Y equals 3. If y doesn't change, if y is 3, the answer is just y equals 3. Okay? That's why it's flat. Okay? There is no slope. There is no x. This one's actually good. Is that a function? Yes or no? Would that pass the vertical line test? Yes, it would. That is a function. Okay? Last one. So if y equals 3 is this, if this is y equals, what do you think that is? Hold on. If this is y equals a number, what do you think this is? Let's talk about this. Undefined slope. Same concept. Same concept. Now this one's funky. This one is really, really funky. This is the last one. Hey, stick with me, guys. We're almost done. I'm going to give you a break. Okay? Stick with me. I know it's been a hard morning. Okay, here we go. What is the slope? Is there a slope? It is undefined. And this one's not going to cross the B. There is no, it's not applicable. This one does not cross the y-intercept. And let me show you why. Somebody read me that equation. Don't overthink this. So if it says x equals -2, which axis? This is the only one where you start on which axis? This is the only one. This is the only one. Okay? X equals, because that's the only letter you have. So on the x-axis, I'm going to go to what number? -2. Now, what's the only way I can draw my line? Up and down. Okay, why is that? Because every point up and down this line is -2 something. -2, 0. This one's -2, 2. This one's -2, 4. -2, -3. So on. They're all -2. All the x's match. You guys, that's why. And this is where people get really, really confused. Because I understand that this is the x-axis. Yes, I know that's the x-axis. But your x graph is backwards. I know that that's the y-axis. But your y equals line is flat. It's backwards. The graph is backwards. That's where people are going to get very, very confused. Okay? People are going to get very, very confused on that. All right. And another thing, this is how, you guys remember doing the mapping thing where we had the lines coming off of it? And I told you that every input has to have one output, right? What's my one input? What are all my x's? They're all -2. But what did I write down? What's this number? 4. What's the other one? 2, 0, -3. Watch this. 1 line, 2 line, 3 lines, 4 lines. Is that bad? No, it has to go the other way. This is not good. You have one output with one input with 4 different outputs. That's not good. You can't have that. Okay, so this would not be a function, and it's not a function because of the vertical line test. So it all kind of ties together. You see how it's all kind of like, we're still going back to domain and range. We're still going back to input, output. We're still talking about, is it a function? Is it not a function? We're still talking about slope, but everything is kind of compounding. Yes? Okay. What slope is this again? 0. What is this one? Well, when you graph slope-intercept form, what's the first step? Plot the what? On the what? Plot the point on the y-intercept, and then from there use the what? Slope. Okay? Y-intercept and then the slope. Okay? I'm going to let you guys go ahead and take a break. If you like the video, like, subscribe, share it with your friends. Okay, see you guys.
That was so easy.